Hoopsie! Turns out there is another idea I want to share with you. So there's an organization I'm a part of and I love it. And they had been having some issues with their meetings getting the meals delivered because people would fill out their menu as they arrived, and then the meals would be coming at all different times, and often it would, still be coming after the introduction, and it would interrupt the speaker, and this just was not working out. So they tried having people pre-order when they got their tickets, but then there were some people that did not end up showing up, so they had to pay for these meals that didn't get used. So I was trying to rack my brain thinking of all the different ways that this could be remedied. Like, maybe whoever gets a certain meal, like if they get the burger, they'll have a heart on the back of their chair that we put. Or like color coding, like pink means this, or different things. Because even if they all got a burger, maybe one person's getting it without the cheese. So then I was thinking, like, I wonder if we could put the, they tried putting the name right on the front of their table. That didn't work either, because like the people delivering, it was hard to see and different spots, and it still took a long time and this and that. So I was thinking, what about just a number? Like, what about connecting the menu with a number and having some way of having the number either on the back of their chair, like a big number like this, kind of like I was thinking of how like we do in ballroom competitions, how you have the number pinned to your back, and or even on the table, like a number in some kind of like those, maybe like those tent things that you see like around campus to let you know there's an event going on, something like that. And that way the server wouldn't need to know your name, they would just know your order with whatever specifications matches up with this number. So I remember I thought of it, like I was talking to one of the people in the group, and I like wrote it out on my phone to get rid of any errors, and I think I sent it to I emailed it to the president. I wasn't sure if I Facebook messaged it, and I think I Facebook messaged it to the person I was talking with. I can't remember. I think I just tried to send it to both so that they could communicate. And it's funny because one of them keeps, the first one keeps asking me like, oh, are you going to be on the board next year? I'm like, I need to know what that entails first. Like, what are the jobs and what do you have to do before I, commit to anything? Because I'm already kind of like overwhelmed. But at the same time, I think it would be a good learning experience. It could be fun. I really, I could get to know people better that are in the group. And I do love to serve, especially, when I have the time and if I'm capable. Like, if I know, if it's within my abilities and skills, then I'd like to help however I can, and just gotta find out what's entailed. So anyway, so the next meeting, I figured this would maybe like be something down the road or next year or whatever, but at the very next meeting, I come in and I see these things, stands with these big old numbers. I'm like, ah! And it's funny because it's like, I love to think, like I love brainstorming, but a lot of my ideas aren't for me to use, like I don't have a need for that system, but I love that an idea that came through was able to help others. And like, it also feels good. Like even if nobody knows that I thought of doing that, like, well, aside from the people I told, like, it feels good to me because it's kind of like, an act of service through ideas. We all have our own abilities and specialties. And it makes me think about even someone who's like, I was thinking of the movie recently where this guy was in an iron lung, and even though he's just laying there all the time, even when he goes out, he's got a brain and he can talk. Like, he could still help people through his ideas and his ability to think of things that way. So ideas can be valuable. Share them, help others with them, even if it doesn't apply to you. Thanks, love you, bye.